Welcome to Pods and Pies. Our fake sponsor today is
the Pie Pizzeria.
We gotta make them a real sponsor.
Yeah, we do.
For you.
We do.
I've been tagging them on everyone
And nothing.
that we use them,
still?
and I haven't said anything. So maybe
And we
they don't have
mention
a
it
LinkedIn.
every
We'll
beginning
see.
of the podcast.
Can we stalk the owner on LinkedIn?
Yeah, we
I'm
do.
gonna have
But
to.
actually, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, all we want is one pizza a week.
That's reasonable.
Right.
Just give us one pizza a week. You know, I mean, that's reasonable.
What did we get?
Okay, so today I got something that was a bacon chicken ranch.
Oh.
So
Okay.
that's the girthy side. That's the calorie side. This is a version of the margarita.
Okay.
Thin crust.
So it's a thin crust, sprinkled mozzarella,
Yeah.
cheese. So this is, there's no, kind of did both sides, but anyway, or both kind of sides of the spectrum.
And we have Sidney Bruce on.
Yeah.
Every
Sidney
Thank
Bruce.
you.
Thank you for having me.
What pizza does Sidney want?
Oh, I want bacon.
You want bacon?
ranch.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's
There we
good.
go.
That's good. I'm gonna go
Absolutely.
with a little thin crust here.
That's my girl right there. All
Now,
right.
There's
one-
no shame in my eating game.
The one thing is tough about the guests is, obviously they talk the most. So it is hard to take bites, but just,
Don't be afraid.
hesitate to take some
Okay.
bites. Yes, Danny and I will go through a whole pizza while we listen. And I'm sure as people watch this podcast, they get annoyed that we just are constantly eating.
Yeah,
But
but-
we want to hear from you most of the time. But it is hard to eat and tell us about yourself in this setting.
Oh, man.
What I like to do is take a bite.
You just took a bite?
You put the food to the side a little bit
Okay, that's the key.
so you can talk
'Kay.
and chew.
Because I have misophonia. Have you heard of that?
No, what's
it's
that?
a thing. Okay.
Misophonia?
It's like hearing people eat will make me really angry. It gives you anxiety. Like
No
the sound
way.
Of it. But only like eating lunch, we're all eating. Like it doesn't bother me. But I have been in the office, like, and the apple, like, taking a bite, and then
Dude,
Like just
I'll
hearing
lose
people.
my mind.
But what about when you're doing, like, if you're eating an apple
Oh
and
yeah,
you hear
it will
that,
drive
you're
me
just
nuts.
like,
I don't eat
hate
apples
this.
like that. I chop
You gotta
them.
do the cutter.
Oh yeah, Cafe Rio salads until they let you do the chop lettuce.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't eat it. It was too loud for me. I was like, I can't.
And so if it's
myself.
quiet in the office and you can hear somebody eating their lunch.
Yeah,
you
and
just-
everybody
you're out.
knows.
And everybody
Yeah.
knows. So
Yeah.
the people walk by your office and they're just like, hey, Sid.
They don't
Good
want
to see you.
I'll Hulk out. They're
Dude,
like,
yes.
no.
Oh
and
my
the
gosh.
celery, it's like, why? Why? No.
That's so crazy. I didn't know that. I mean, you would assume that people would, they have pet peeves and
That's a
annoyances,
thing.
but that's a thing.
Oh yeah, my mom, my grandma were all that way, and we'll like text each other. You will never guess what this person ate in a meeting today.
So if we want to torture you, we can pull up videos from YouTube
Okay.
of just people eating food, which I'm sure that there is
Let me ask you this
thousands
one.
and thousands of those videos.
Huge fights in my house over this
Yeah.
too.
What about this one?
Yeah. You know what that is?
I won't do it.
Here
I
it
just wanted to
is.
see if that was one.
Josh, my fiance, it's the slurping of the cereal. It's like a cereal, and then like he'll look at me and go,
Okay. So he knows he's doing
oh
it.
yeah, and he just laughs. I'm like, dude, I'm in a
That's amazing. Okay. What's it called again?
misophonia.
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 Misophonia. That sounds.
It sounds made up,
You
but it's
break
real.
that word down in the Greek, like Greek meanings and the words phonia, phonia.
Yeah.
I'm sure, yeah.
No, I don't, and I don't know how to spell it. So there's that.
Okay. If you could pick one friend and two other people, doesn't matter who they are, real life, not real life, to be your team in the Hunger Games, who would you pick?
One.
You get one friend, and then one, it could be a fictional character. No, I mean just whoever you want.
So you're saying one friend and one.
And two, so three total. One
Three
friend,
total.
two other fictional, non-fictional, whatever characters. Somebody
And
famous.
so you're going to be a team of 4 in the Hunger Games.
You're gonna be a team of 4 in the Hunger Games.
So we're a team because, like, in
Yep.
the Hunger Games, like you
Yeah,
kill
this
each
is-
other, so I don't
this
have
is
to
team
kill them.
series. Yeah, this
okay.
is team
Until they
series.
change the rules,
yeah,
right? And then
But-
you're
but for
people
now,
from the same district could win.
Yeah.
That was
They-
like maybe
that
the
was
only thing I
like-
remember from the Hunger Games.
They threw a wrench in there.
But
with
for
us.
now, it's a four-man team.
A 4-man team. Well, for sure, I would take my dad.
Okay.
He is like a hunting, shooting, tracking freak of nature.
Okay, that's good.
Oh my goodness, who else would I take?
Well, your
This is
fiance's
so
out.
hard.
That's for sure. Right, we know that because hey,
He'd be like,
he's a real person. You just took your dad, so we know what. Yeah.
Yeah, Josh doesn't hunt as much. No, my dad does. I'd probably take my dad and one of my brothers, my dad and Cameron.
Okay.
Oh, but a made-up person. I feel like I need like a survival expert.
Yeah.
Like maybe like one of the winners of Naked and Afraid, that show. Like they would know what to
yeah.
do with the plants and
What was
stuff.
the other
I
one?
wouldn't.
Alone?
Alone. Oh my gosh.
Have you ever seen Alone?
No.
It's the same, but they're not naked.
Yeah.
It's
These
okay.
dudes are like.
It's real. I
It's
mean, it's
legit.
like they dropped 7 people off into Alaska. Let's say.
Yeah, this last one was what? Antarctica?
Yeah, and they drop them off and they say, okay, the last person to, if you call us and want to get out, you're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
The last person standing, however long it take, it could take a year, it could take 5 days, doesn't matter. The last person wins $500,000. So there was one that they were like, it was, I don't know, the one I saw was I think Canada or Alaska or something like that, and it was getting cold. They have to build their own shelter, find their own food. Now they can take items,
Okay.
right?
You get
But
10 items.
It was 79 days. The guy ended up staying there, and he doesn't know who goes home. Like you don't
Yeah, he
know
has
if
no
your other
idea.
people are going home or not. You're just like, I'm lasting, and the only time you know is when they come to you and say you've won, and you just sit there and last.
But you have to, in
But
order to stay there though, as well, is you have to find enough food to survive, right?
Yeah.
Because they have medical checks come out and they're like, hey, we think you've lost too much weight for your own good. You're out.
Yeah.
So if you're not getting,
not getting
fats
yeah.
and proteins and stuff that you need, you're done.
Okay, so I adjust my answer. I would take my dad. I'd take the winner of that. And then I'd take for sure some kind of superhero. I'm not sure which one though.
There we go.
Like who do I think could really kill some people on my team? You know, they got to be
Well, who's
legit.
invincible? That's the thing. Would you take Hulk?
It's good.
Well,
Or
I don't
would it
know.
be-
Look at Infinity Wars. They all die at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be.
Thanos with the glove.
But if you,
Yeah.
because he would.
You might need someone
He
evil.
might turn on you,
Yeah,
but-
yeah. Thanos might be a good one. Because
But
you
Thanos
need
was
someone...
like half good though. Remember, he was doing it because he thought he was doing the universe good.
Yeah,
by
he was
killing
like,
everybody.
like Hitler.
Yes, exactly.
I probably should not say that, but it's true.
No, yeah, no, it's very true.
I mean,
Very
yeah,
true.
you need someone with like a little bit of a twisted mind that could do the killings for you, you
Yeah.
know?
You know who came to mind for me?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Of a friend, Shane.
Yeah, Shane.
We have a friend
Shane
who's
Night
in
Day. Shane Night Day.
Shane Night Day.
Shane Day, I know him.
You know Shane Day?
Yeah, he's like a bodybuilder now,
Yeah.
right? Dude, we
Well,
went to
do you
middle
know-
school together.
No,
I mean, we
you
go
didn't.
way back.
Where did
Well,
you grow
High
you
up?
know
school.
what
I
he is
haven't seen him
now?
since Alta. We went to Alta High School together.
He's a Green Beret.
I'm a hawk.
You are. Maybe that's why. All right. I went to Alta for just a minute, and then I went to Park City. So
Okay.
I get
When?
everyone's like, I don't know which school's snobbier, but it wasn't me. I'm like, I know. Yeah, they
When'd
both
you
suck,
graduate?
huh? And
It's, you know, if you don't want to say, you can tell me after. I'll tell you when
I-
I was, and you can just say, okay, I was 03.
I was 08.
Okay, so I'm okay.
Yeah, so you're not too much older than me. Yeah. Okay. So how do you guys know him? Small Lake City. Let me tell you.
I know. Well, we know him from the gym.
Okay.
So we met him at our CrossFit gym that we go to, and yeah, he's a badass.
Yeah.
He's a
He's
total
like
badass.
SEALs now,
So yeah, he's a special force. He's
Does not
military
surprise
special
me at
forces.
all.
Yeah.
and
Like,
this
not
dude is
even a little.
like.
Yeah,
I would
that
take,
is.
I would take him in a second.
I could see that. I've
Yeah.
heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since we graduated, but we were like buds.
That's cool.
I went to
We'll
middle
tag
school
him.
and
See
high
if he
school.
does
We'll tag
LinkedIn
him.
in the military.
Yeah, probably not.
It's like Shane, man.
We'll put him on Facebook.
Yeah, I love that guy.
I wouldn't want to be in the Hunger Games. That would be miserable.
Be nervous.
That would be.
Ugh,
We can.
So hold on. Why again? Your dad. What?
my dad.
So where'd your dad grow up?
So he was originally from Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh my gosh.
And
Yes.
then, like when he was in his mid-teens, he moved to California, and then he got a full ride to play football at the U, and so he's just never left. So that's
Oh my gosh.
yeah, but he's a freak of nature. This man, like,
What's his name?
his name's Robert Bruce.
Robert Bruce.
Robert
Oh my
Bruce.
gosh, dude.
I know.
great.
He's so funny.
That
He's
sounds
just
like a guy that would just like tear you apart on the field.
Yeah, he
Like-
is.
Bruce,
Two
Bruce,
first
double
names.
double
Dude,
zero.
Hold on, no, I don't want to mess with anybody with two first names.
He gets that
It's like
all the
no,
time.
like dude, You call him what? First name, last name. You're screwed.
He's just like, he doesn't mess around, but he's like the king of hobbies. I'm telling you.
Is your fiance scared of him?
Oh yeah, everyone's scared of him. I'm sure Shane could probably tell you some scary stories of my dad. Like he's just, my dad is no joke. He's, he rodeos. He's got 5 horses at our house. So he's a team roper, and team ropes like right in the front, and hunts and does all this stuff. Like he's just not what you would expect at all. I mean, he's black, right? And he's a black team roper. So that in and of itself, like you don't really see very many black people on rodeos.
So where did he meet your mom?
So my parents are divorced, which is funny.
Okay.
She was like BYU, like her family's from Burley, Idaho. My dad's from Montgomery, Alabama, and they met here.
Okay, they met here.
Yeah, they met
now
here.
Now divorced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. But I mean, you couldn't get much different.
Where's your mom at right now?
She's in Harriman. She just lives right up the street from me. Yeah, and my dad's in Draper. But I think having such a crazy, diverse background has made me better professionally, because my whole life, right? Like Thanksgivings were completely different. Like just even the holidays. I mean, at my dad's family, and the food too, like greens and fried chicken and baked mac and cheese. And then it's very casual. And my mom's is like, we eat at 4:30 and we're all dressed up. And
Jello.
Yeah, Jello salad.
Yes.
Just
with
like
fruit
so
in it.
different.
Why do we put fruit in the Jello? Oh, damn it.
Yeah, Jello salad. I haven't mastered that one.
Utah County.
There's no need to.
Dude.
No need to master that ever.
No, don't master that.
Bruno potatoes, though.
Yeah, those are
I'm
delicious.
proud of those. I'll take that and fry sauce.
Delicious, yeah.
From Utah.
Yeah, fry sauce. Change the world.
You've grown
Fry
up in
sauce, change the
Utah.
world.
Have you lived anywhere else? Mm-mm. Okay. Always Utah. Went to Alta, Park City. Mm-hmm. College?
I didn't.
Okay.
No. I did a little bit. I worked at a university, but I didn't finish, and just hustle.
No, hey,
Oh, heck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Had it not been for sports, I don't know if I would have gone to college.
I probably wouldn't have finished.
Yeah.
Maybe. But sports took me,
I don't know.
Both of us, basketball took us through college.
Both of you played basketball? Where at?
I played at Slick
Okay.
for 2 years, and then kind of finished up at UVU. I didn't finish playing at UVU, but did some student assisting and some basketball stuff there. But
Yeah.
I played at Westminster.
Okay, great. I have a hard time with school. I'm all about education. I think you should always be getting smarter. Always. It should never be stagnant, right? And
You don't need a degree for that, though.
you don't. And I worked in financial aid at a for-profit university. So I would see all these people go into thousands of dollars of debt to have a job that's going to pay $50,000 a year. You're never going to be able to pay that back. And I just was like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not going
Smart.
in so much debt, and then life happens, and the next thing you know, I haven't gone. But it's hard.
Yeah.
I don't want, Oh.
Yeah. Where did you start your career? Like I saw that you did some accounting.
I did. I kind of
Okay.
started in the finance side of things. And
Okay.
then that's, I think, where a lot of people end up in HR, right? Like more and more things kind of get piled on. I would say my first really big girl job was probably Jack Fisher Homes, which was a builder up in northern Utah. And I worked in the finance department. And I think that's where I got my first exposure to HR, really. And I was like, okay, this is really what I want to do. And so it just kind of kept leading me down that path till I'm
Are
here
they
now.
still around?
Yeah, they
Jack Fisher,
are.
okay.
So Jack Fisher Homes is around. I left there. I worked at CenturyLink, which was a really amazing opportunity. It was a union environment, which I had never worked in. And so a lot of the HR functions came down to the management level, and it blew my mind working in a union. It was so difficult. But one of the partners that was at Jack Fisher at the time, he was like, hey, I'm doing my own thing. Do you want to come back and kind of run this HR and be the person? Her name was Ruth Hill. She was unreal. I learned so much from her. But she was staying at Jack Fisher. He's like, do you want to come and do that here? And it was just kind of the kickoff to exactly what I wanted. And I'd had all this experience and knew I was, that was the route I was going to go. And so I think that kind of started my path. Yeah.
So that first time at Jack Fisher, did you do any HR then, or was it all kind of in the finance
It was
side?
all out in the finance, and I just learned a lot from her. It was super small, so like the majority of my career has been in small businesses, and so I could see all the projects that she was working on. She was a dear friend and mentor to me, so I was able to just kind of piggyback and learn from her and help her on the things that she needed. So, yeah.
So CenturyLink, were you doing HR stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all like recruiting, and they were doing like an onboard. And then in the union environment, it's so different because just everything about the union environment is so different. So yeah, with the recruiting, it was down. It was centralized at our location, and then any kind of employee relations things happen through your union managers and your management team. There was no like real HR that was part of it. HR was centralized like on the East Coast somewhere, and so I don't even think that there was an HR department at our building. I could be wrong, don't quote me, but I never saw them. So yes, I handled all of that.
Okay. CenturyLink and then back.
And I started working with CW Group, and that was really awesome. I was the third employee, kind of helped build that up. It's a developer. So CW Group, they kind of have 3 divisions actually. One is in southern Utah, and they do like second homes, vacation homes down there. And then the other division is up in northern Utah, and they do a lot of like really cool urban infill. So lots of really rad projects, like all throughout downtown Salt Lake.
Okay.
Just like we were talking about Seattle, but like we went and toured some projects there, and we're bringing them back to Salt Lake City. So just that different lifestyle. So they do that and land development all around, throughout Utah. So it was fun. But yeah, so I did that, and then I started my own company, Mod HR. So I did that for
Which is what? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Mod HR, I noticed in the construction world and the building world, it's really small. So when you start doing something for one person, it's like, oh, how are you doing that for other people? And you just kind of help out. And so with Mod HR, it's a fractional HR company. And so I would stand in for businesses that were like 50 or less, not quite ready to have a full-time HR, but you still manage people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're at 50 or if you're at 10, you're going to have employee relations issues, and you need that help. So it was outsourced HR, and I just helped my focus was primarily on small business. And Every was a client of mine, and I worked with them for about 1.5 years, and then they talked me to come in on full time. So that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
Up until now.
So are you still doing stuff with Mod?
Yeah, I do still do stuff with Mod.
Okay.
Yeah, so
is that short for anything? Does that stand for anything?
I think, no, not really. Maybe modern. I guess I definitely am a progressive HR person. So if you ever want any HR advice that's like, don't come to me. I'm not your girl. Like,
not
definitely,
the traditional
yeah,
HR.
Not the traditional. Definitely. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So still doing Mod at Every. So how long have you been at Every?
About 6 months now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you love that there?
I like it a lot. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to end up doing some more consulting with them and back on the HR. It's a tech startup. So for me, it's like you think you're going to have this need in tons of HR, but really it's more customer success focus is what I've been doing for the last 6 months, which is great. But I know my passion is human resources.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to start doing more consulting and pick up more clients on the Mod HR side, which is exactly what I want, which is good. Yeah.
Well, tell us about Every. What they do.
Yeah, they do some cool stuff.
That's what I
They
hear.
do some
That's what
cool
I hear.
stuff.
Show me a slice of
So
it.
I love that idea. So founded by Ron Ross, and he is like one of the coolest dudes I've ever met.
Has he been involved with other projects before this? Like anything that we
like Skull Candy, Teams.
Oh, Skull Candy, okay.
Yeah. Our CEO is Brett Barlow. He was with Pluralsight for a really long time. CFO is Tyler Ploger, and he's just a genius. Like, he's just awesome. So a really, really cool executive team. But what they do, it's a payroll processing company, and how they kind of set themselves apart is they give employees the ability to choose their flexibility on their pay. So you get paid daily, weekly, or on your company's pay cycle. And then there's no change to the cash flow for the companies if they choose to have their employees have that ability to, pick their paydays. And so I think it's rad. I mean, companies have to have payroll no matter what.
Right.
So nothing changes on their cash flow side. They don't have to front that fund so their employees can have access to that money sooner. So it's a win-win all the way around. And I think especially in this pandemic, when people have one job or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just having access to capital really changes.
Yeah, before you mentioned there's like 20 to 30 employees.
Yeah, we're like 23, I think,
And all developers.
The majority
of
are
them are
developers.
developers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And right now they're all basically working from home.
Yeah, everybody's working from home.
It just seems like developers love that.
I know. They just want to like jam out with their
Get
Beats
wired in
headphones
and
just like
programming and like,
Yeah.
no, I don't need to be in the office with anybody.
Yeah.
Developers probably, different type of culture.
This is it. You need pizza and an energy drink and your computer.
Yeah, and headphones.
And
And
headphones.
your goal. Oh, I've seen the movies. I'm sure the movies are exactly
A dark basement.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
They got made up names. I mean, they probably, they got their screen names and, they
And
go by
alter ego.
they go by aliases and in their world and their,
I need an alias. That's what I need. I need to come up with one.
Yes, like a superhero name.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like maybe I don't know. I'm always saying that Cardi B is like that's like my
Like
bad
your alter
side.
ego?
Oh yeah, for sure. Right? Like in the day, I'm Sidney Bruce, HR leader, and by
But
night,
by
I'm a
night-
stripper from the Bronx. So like,
That's great.
I wish I could be her.
Sidney B.
Cindy B.
Sid B.
I probably
Sid B.
I probably should not admit that, but I just it's okay.
Oh, hey. You can feel
You can
free.
borrow
This is a safe
Danny's.
space.
This is safe
You
space.
say
You can
whatever.
borrow Danny's hat for your
Thank
alter
you.
ego.
I'll
Do
use
you know
it.
what? I have a hat that's very similar to that. It's just white.
Not surprised.
What's that supposed to mean?
I tease him about his hat. I'd say it's his wife's hat all the time. Like
Yeah.
he raids his wife's wardrobe sometimes. And
I'm saying
Sometimes.
you've got like East Coast swag. You don't have Utah swag.
I'll take. Thank you. I'll
That's a
take it.
compliment. That's totally a compliment.
it is a compliment.
I think everybody in Utah dresses the same. They look
Trust
the
me,
same.
we talk about it with us friends. Mm-hmm. None of us could pull off what he pulls off. It's amazing what he does. He's got this. It's the swag. It's amazing. It's great.
But your swag does not come through in your LinkedIn picture. You look nothing like that.
Nothing?
I don't think so. I think you
Oh.
look like
He
more,
doesn't.
You do.
He looks like
a
the
little-
normal. He doesn't look like the
No,
real
that was
Danny
like-
Reader.
Like when I saw your, I was like, okay, yeah, insurance broker. I see that, and then I meet you, and I'm like, oh, you're an insurance broker from New York, or I
All right,
dig
well,
it.
I got to update my picture then.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
I got to get some East Coast swag in there somehow.
Nashville.
Something.
Nashville.
Yeah.
No, that hat just says Nashville to me.
How many people do you have statistics on how many people like take that getting paid every day? Is that popular?
Yeah, it's
I
really.
feel like it'd be
popular.
weird every day to be like,
You would
Oh,
think
look.
so,
Does it
right?
cost more money? It does. The employee gets paid
Yeah.
no matter what, the same amount.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
What
like
about-
you opt into every day and then you're getting like I take a little bit out.
Yeah, if your salary, you're gonna get the same pay every
Yeah.
single day.
what about
Hourly,
processing payroll though? Because that's
so
where
easy.
people
Yeah,
get charged, right? It's to process payroll. So if you have to process it every day, is that
that's such
more
a
expensive?
good question. We do it so different. We don't charge per payroll run that you process. We charge per month that you pay people. So if you got,
Okay.
if you pay, so that's what our billing system is like. So you can do, which is awesome, because you can do bonuses or you could run a whole bunch of ad hoc payments. You're not going to be charged for every single payroll process that you're going to have.
Yeah.
It's just that 1 month of how many people did you pay that month is
Gotcha.
what your charge is going to be.
Okay.
And so I think, I thought it was going to be really, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll be on daily pay and we'll see what it's like. It changes the way you budget your money for sure.
Does it?
Oh, yeah. When I'm like, you see your daily, I'm like, okay, I worked for this amount and that is in your account. It's like, do I want those shoes? It's really clearly half of my whole day yesterday. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
No,
No.
you change the way you budget and you think about money.
So it's a good thing. It's a good.
I like it, yeah.
Okay.
I've saved way more money being paid daily
Yeah.
than I have. And there's stats around that too, that if you get paid more frequently but less, you'll save more money than if you get paid less but more.
Interesting.
It's strange, right?
That is
I think
strange.
you get a lump sum in your account, and if you make big charges, it doesn't affect
doesn't
it.
faze you
Yeah,
as much,
yeah, yeah.
right?
But you see it, and it's like that one day. Oh yeah, I don't know if my fiance would agree that my shopping habits have decreased, but I definitely think they have.
Yeah.
Gotta try.
I should try that.
Yeah, get a bite there.
Mm-hmm.
So besides the payroll, because a lot of payroll companies do other, they have whole HRIS systems.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys in that space at all?
I'd say we're like HRIS light.
Okay.
Sorry, I just took a big bite. That's gross.
No, that's the point.
Yeah, that's part of the deal. Actually,
Yeah,
just
you get to
chew it
and
up.
eat.
You talk with your mouth full. You do
Yeah.
you do stuff that your parents didn't want you to do as a kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keep
Story
it-
of my life. My mom would be like, "Oh yeah, that's
Elbows on the table, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say we're HRIS light. I think it's going to grow and evolve and have more things. Right now, we're really like payroll heavy. So, and they're, it's exciting having a bunch of developers though, because you can listen directly to what the customers are saying to you and quickly tweak and turn and fix and update and change. And so that's been really exciting to see.
Yeah. It's like what other pieces besides payroll right now are you guys doing? Because you're kind of on the light side, mostly payroll, but like what else?
Yeah.
I sign up as every client. What am
Yeah.
I going to get?
Yeah, so the flexible pay and pay on demand and all of that, and then they do HR advising. So I had that team up as well. So all of the premium clients that also have that flexible pay get HR advising, and so they can call me and ask me questions. There's certain clients that I have that have first-time managers, and I'm having conversations about how to terminate your first employee,
Right, okay.
Or what should your recruiting strategy be, or the most common question I got over the last few months is, I can't get my employees to come back to work because they're making more on unemployment. What do I do?
Yeah.
How do we fix this? And, a lot of our companies are small businesses, so they were under that 50 employee mark. So they'd never had like FMLA.
Yeah.
And then FFRCA came out with COVID, and they're like, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah, what do we
Sorry.
do? Oh, you're
Yeah.
fine. You're fine.
Yeah, what do we do? Like, I've never had to do this before, and what do these tax credits look like? And, just things that they had never had to experience or, have to work through. So that's kind of been the most HR advising I've done over the last few months, how to handle those things.
Is the goal and hope for Every to get into that full suite?
Yeah.
Like a full Ben admin inside? They want to move that direction?
No, I don't think that they're going to move that direction to have their own internal Ben admin. We partnered with Employee Nav just recently.
Okay.
And so I think the different integrations there, and that's always, I'm interested to know your take on Ben admins, because Employee Nav was like the thing. And now there's all these other ones that are kind of popping up and coming out.
There's a million out there.
And I did
There's so many.
Okay.
So many.
So many.
But some of them are really expensive. Some of them are really expensive.
Yeah.
But others, like an Employee Navigator, for what you get I think is great. We use it.
Yeah.
We have like 3
So
that we use in our office. But yeah, Employee Navigator, I mean, for what you get, the price
Yeah.
is great.
It's great. I'm always shocked to see businesses that are still on paper forms. Like,
Oh,
we're
right?
still going through, I'm like, you're doing your open enrollment on paper? Like,
Yeah.
oh, no thanks.
Yeah. There's still some out there though.
Oh. Did you always know you wanted to be an insurance broker?
no.
Were you like, this is my dream? Not at all.
I don't think insurance is anybody's dream.
I don't know. I know a couple people where I'm like, dude, this was your life. Like, I knew you were.
Yeah, I take that back. Maybe there's especially in the underwriting world, I
Oh,
think there's some people
yeah.
that are just like, it's like, that scene in The Hangover when they go to the casino and the numbers are flying in front of his face?
Yeah.
Like, that's like an underwriter to me. It's like they just see it and they're like, okay, I can do, I get this.
Makes sense.
But I'm not sure insurance is ever.
No. How did you end up in it?
So I come from an accounting. That was my degree, was
Okay.
accounting. So I
Okay.
did taxes and stuff for a while. And then I moved over to a small family friends company
Okay.
and started there. Actually, I got laid off from the accounting and then started there just as a filler. And then it just kind of blossomed. So I started doing sales and stuff like that. My father-in-law has been at Morton for 20 years,
Oh, wow.
maybe 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was an opening. So I just applied and it's like, yeah, let's see how it goes.
Here it is.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, I never thought when I graduated college, I'm going to get an insurance. And
I'm going to be a producer.
it's going to be great, But I don't know. It's fun. I mean, it's good. But yeah, anyways, we digress. We're not talking about me. We're talking about you.
I'm really good at that.
Yeah, thank you. You really turned the tables there.
One thing I wanted to make sure we ask is your side project, because we talked about this a little bit before you were here.
Yeah.
And this is important.
Which
So,
one? Let's face it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're going to get there.
you know
Okay,
about
good. I know that was on.
Look
I was
at
just,
you.
Come
I was
on.
assuming that was on the
Come
list.
on.
I just
Oh,
want to
yeah.
make sure that we don't get to the point where
No,
we're running way over time anyway.
It's getting there. It's getting there. So you just got Series A.
Yeah.
How long ago?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
like in February. It closed at the end of February, I believe.
Oh,
Like
wow.
10 million?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
since that point, how much have you guys grown? Like, have you brought on a lot, or is it just kind of those developers now just really honing in and
just honing
making
in.
the software better?
Yeah, honing in and making the software better. I think they're super strategic about not just throwing people at problems, like let's be strategic and then align. And so there hasn't been a ton of people growth. There hasn't been a lot. I think we've brought on maybe 4 people or so since I've started. But it's just tons of energy and resources to the product engineering team to really develop and get it to the next level. And it's cool to watch. It's really cool to see the behind the scenes on that side. It's like another language to me.
Totally different company than you've ever been involved with.
Yeah. And I'll sit down with them, and it's like translating from me to the developers, and we just think so differently. And it's so cool to kind of go through that process with them and brainstorming. And it's been cool to see behind the scenes.
Is there going to be, at least that you know of, plans for like a Series B?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm
Like,
not
do they
sure.
feel like they're in a pretty good spot right now?
Yeah, I think they're in a pretty good spot right now. I haven't heard any talks of that or that we're going for that. I'm probably not the best for, I don't know. I don't think anytime soon. Let's put it that way.
I think a lot of times that is in the plan.
Yeah, I think
there's
so.
a few rounds, of some type of raise, but that'd be interesting to see how they go.
Yeah, it will be cool.
Where are you guys at? Where's your office at?
So we were at Kiln, which was cool for me because my office for Mod HR was at Kiln, so I didn't do anything. I just walked around the corner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey guys, I'm here now. But we're 100% remote right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we just did a survey, and the majority of our people were like, yeah, we kind of like being at home, but we would love to have the option to go in if we can. So we went from a really large office there at Kiln, and we're just kind of doing a hot desk situation now where people can come in if they need to, get away from their screaming kids and crazy dogs in my case and all sorts of stuff.
So how does that affect you, right? Being the HR.
Yeah.
Like if problems come up or meetings, like are you guys just all completely Zoom? Do you guys ever get together to talk strategy and how you're
We haven't lately. We've been doing the majority of things via Zoom. I went to lunch with Tyler yesterday, which was the first time I'm like, dude, you're a person. It's nice to see you. But it's been all remote. We do our meetings that way. I think the executive team goes in and has their meetings on Tuesdays, sometimes in person, but the majority have been at home. And it's so, we want to be super cautious of people's feelings, and we've proven that we can be successful and get things done in a remote environment. So if you don't feel comfortable, there's no need. We're doing good.
Yeah. Do you get the feeling that people want to start coming back?
I get the feeling that it is mixed.
Okay.
And I mean that from even outside of Every, right? Like just in general, when you're talking about this, it is a hot button topic. And people either feel really jazzed, like, okay, yeah, we're good and we can come back. Or people are like, oh my hell, no way. There's a resurgence in COVID. I'm not going back. And I think our employees have been pretty we're good with, I think we've got people on both sides of that fence. Like, there's no big deal. Let's go back. And hell no.
And we all hope soon the day is coming. Who knows how soon, I guess is a good way to put it, that COVID will not be a reason to stay home.
I know.
Even though all these companies and employers have figured out ways to allow you to stay home.
Yeah.
But before, there wasn't a good reason for you to do that.
Yeah.
Now the good thing, I think, they've seen some employees still perform the same way that they've done at home that they would at the office, so they trust them.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we can figure this out and allow people to do this. But when COVID is not an excuse anymore, it's going to be interesting to see employers and how they react to their employees.
I know.
How they really start. I think they're going to start forcing, not in a bad way, but really kind of forcing them back.
I think so.
I just think I think the economy needs it, because you can't have just vacant commercial space.
Yeah, I think
everywhere,
our commercial
because everybody's like, oh, we don't need 3 floors, we need 1 floor.
Yeah.
Well, every company can say that, and next thing you know, I don't know. There's just weird little dominoes. It'd be interesting to see how it unfolds over the next year.
I see a lot of people looking at the financial gains of that as well. Like, well, I'm not going back and paying X amount for renting an office space when
Company
everybody
saves
is
money.
completely happy. Yeah, so let's invest those funds into something else. But it will be interesting to see what happens to the commercial real estate market, and if it's going to have, I think there's people that are either one way or the other on this issue, and so I think they're going to It's going to
Yeah.
be a challenge.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you have like your Plural site who just built that massive building,
Yeah.
right? Divvy has their building, their new one. Podium has their one next door that they had to add to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's construction everywhere. These people building their own stuff, but everybody's
Right.
working from home.
Yeah.
And
I think it'll be a good opportunity for new businesses to start. I think people will start their own, like they're going to be work from home. I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of new small businesses over the next more than you've
Yeah.
seen in the last maybe 5 years. The next 5 years is going to be a big
Yeah.
surge.
Do you think that's just because like you're at home, you're getting creative,
Absolutely.
you're trying to,
absolutely.
yeah.
Like no one's looking over your shoulder, and you're like, okay, let me talk to my buddies, and we can do it just fine, and
Yeah.
not worried about people. Let's just start our own company. Let's leave.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's going to be cheap office space.
It's easier
or
with-
like we don't even need an office to start a company. We can
Yeah.
all just.
We can do this
here.
remotely. We can do
Yeah.
that
It's
after
easier to
hours.
take like your psychedelics when you're at home.
That's true.
When you don't have to be in the
So
office
true.
and just be like, I have this brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Your stoner ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Smoking weed, like they're not going to drug test me. I'm working from home.
They're not going to.
Yeah.
Until a vaccine comes
That's
out.
a
and you're-
whole nother podcast. Is marijuana a drug or not?
I cannot wait for the day that I'm
What did
gonna
you say
start
this
smoking
was?
weed. It's weed. Oh no.
Yeah.
It's a weed pizza.
what
Is
I
that why I'm so giggly? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's a whole nother podcast. Especially, there's so many weird topics for people who live in Utah that you could really talk about. Open mind. Yeah, it's kind of in the podcast setting.
There's a
just
lot.
take you so many. And it's funny. People outside of Utah might not find it as interesting as a lot of people within. Just
Oh yeah, our
These-
little weird dynamics
Oh
and
my
the little
gosh.
yeah, oh yeah, for
so
sure.
bizarre. So bizarre. No, people know what people think we're so bizarre because we are bizarre.
Because we are.
Lived in Utah my whole life.
Yep.
So have I. And then I started traveling a lot, like mid-20s. And then that's when I really realized how weird Utah is. I'm like, oh, but then I was like, okay, I really love it here. I love it.
That's
But
true. It's amazing.
at the same time, we have some really weird cultural twerks.
Yeah, it's very weird, but it's very
Tweaks.
awesome.
That's not, yeah.
It's a great place.
It-
And right now
it's a
during
full spectrum.
COVID, right? It's a great place to.
No, absolutely.
Have your business.
Would you rather be here than there's a lot
Yeah.
of places I do not want to be.
Oh,
I'm glad I'm not in
yeah.
a different state than Utah.
Oh
for
my
COVID.
goodness, I know. And there's so much that you can go outdoors and just quickly do. You can be in the mountains in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other industry that I can't wait to see. You could not find a trailer or an RV anywhere
No.
all summer long.
No. You can't
So
find
I'm
that.
like,
You
what's it
can't
going to
find
look like
boats.
next year?
Mountain
Can't
if we
find
get
bikes.
Yeah, you can't find anything.
No.
Nothing.
You can't find anything. So when they get a vaccine or everything starts to go back to normal and people are like, they're going to sell all their toys that they just went and bought. It's
Yeah.
going to be, that market's going to be completely flooded.
Yeah.
It'll be
wild.
interesting to see. That's when I'll go buy my trailer.
That's right. I know.
That's
I
when you get it.
almost fell into the ride. Almost did it. We almost pulled the trigger, and I was like, well, I'll wait till next year.
Let's
when
wait till
they're all hot.
everybody's selling theirs. I have to get rid of them.
Yeah. And then we'll go for it.
So, what are your thoughts on the remote work office? Like, do you want an office?
I want a mixture, I think.
You like the flex.
I like the flex. I am, I'm realizing as I'm getting older, I'm getting less and less extroverted. And so I really enjoy being
Less
at home.
extroverted.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like if you knew me middle school till maybe like 25, you
Wow.
would be like, whoa, Sidney is not even the same person. I'm like loud, obnoxious, and I think I'm still probably that way a little bit. But yeah, I'm getting more and more introverted. And so for me, I think the flex would work, and I think it gives you that both. Like I can be at home and not have to talk to anyone and don't leave my house, but I can also go into the office. And I see a lot of people that are going towards that, and that's what I get from our employee base is they want that flexibility in their schedules and in their locations. And I think financially, it kind of makes a lot of sense for businesses to have that and maybe a smaller footprint.
Yeah. Smaller one, I think for sure. I mean, it's.
But you miss so much. And
Oh, yeah.
Like there's a lot.
do.
Like I love working from home, but I hate it sometimes too. And you can't, like, I'll just say one of my weaknesses is like I have a hard time sugarcoating emails or like fluffing or fluff. And so sometimes people will think I'm kind of being an asshole because I'm just like like
Hey,
straight to the point.
I need this.
But if I was standing in front of you and I said it, it wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be like that.
Yeah, and everybody has that struggle, right? It's
Yeah.
really hard in the written word, and so I see that cultures struggle with remote. So you have to be super focused on that.
Yeah.
Just those little things can really throw it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Where do you fall? You like remote or in person?
I like being in the office.
Yeah.
But I also, our office is in Salt Lake,
Okay.
but I live in Harriman,
Okay.
so that's a drive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these guys obviously are right here in Bluffdale. So on days that I don't have to be in the office, I just come here.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So it's, I mean, I like being out, but I like being in the office because it's nice to communicate with the account managers and underwriting.
Yeah. But that drive is.
Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks. I live in Harriman as well. So I was
Okay.
driving from Harriman to Kilnan. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
so hard.
But yeah, I like
So
being in
hard.
the office. I just, being remote, I think is, I don't know. I just don't like it as much.
It is hard. I
It's
like.
nice to be flexible though. So like if you need, like, hey, I have to pick my kid up from school,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? I can be there.
Yeah.
But
I definitely work more, and I think most people do end up. I think you have two types of people too. That you either work a lot more because your office is 5 steps away, or it's hard for you to stay focused.
Yeah.
And with COVID, you've got kids at home and animals and husbands and
yeah, it was much harder when
spouses,
everything shut down initially.
Oh my gosh, it was
Because
so
now I
hard.
have a wife and 2 kids and a dog at home.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, like
Ugh.
this sucks.
Ugh.
I really want to be in the office. But
I totally get that.
okay, let's face it. Tell us what that is.
Oh, the coolest thing I've ever done in my career. Honestly, I really think
Tell us
is.
what it is and then where the idea came from and how it all came together.
Sure, yeah. So George Floyd happened, and I'm watching it, and I think I felt like everybody else, where it's like, I don't want to just post a picture or like words on social media. Like, I want to do something because this can't keep happening. And I just felt so confused and sad. I didn't know what to do. So I have some very firm beliefs that stories are healing. Like, if you can hear someone else's story about how they got there, like, it can be so powerful, and just dialogue. So my first idea was to just do a town hall. I'm like, I'm just going to get people together to at least give them a platform to tell their stories and to prove to our entire community that we can talk about hard shit, and it doesn't need to end in you're racist, you're bigot, I hate you, and all of that, right? Like, we got to talk about these things in order to find solutions. So what started as a small town hall, I started calling people, hey, will you help me with this? And no one said no to me.
What kind of
Like,
people did you kind of have a list that you had
Yeah.
created that
Yeah.
these that you in your mind these are going to be good?
Yeah, I wanted super diverse. I wanted people from very different backgrounds to come together and to talk about really, hard things. So our very first one was on police and civilian tensions. Oh yeah, so it started as a town hall and it expanded into a 5-part series where we focused on 5 different topics.
When you started and had the town hall, did you start recording all of that?
Oh, I didn't even do the town hall. So
you
I was
didn't?
like,
Okay.
this is what I'm going to do. And everyone, so the feedback that I got when I was calling people, they're like, it's a lot of emotions and things to cover. Like, we should break it up. And like, I think you
Yeah,
should do 2.
yeah,
And so
absolutely.
then it just kind of evolved from like this small town hall idea to this 5-part series. And so, yeah, to answer your question, that's
And
kinda
these
how that
5
happened.
parts, these are still live kind of group discussions
Yeah.
that you would record, but it would be okay. So it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was like a live webinar, and people would join and watch the panel discussions, and you could submit questions to the different panelists. And there was always, the thing that really shocked me is the dialogue that would happen within the chat box. It was very, very active, and just people would have these like crazy aha moments, and just to hear stories of, these individuals, and they got super vulnerable and would share things. And we talked about really, really hard stuff. The first one was on police and civilian tensions, and I had a black police officer, a white police officer. Well, he's Mexican-American. A guy, his name's Tango Towns. He was like from the hood, came out to Utah to play football, completely changed his life from sports and lived here. And another, she's a black woman, not from Utah. She came, lives
But these
in
others
Utah
were from
now.
Utah?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually kind of all over, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and then came together and we talked about police and civilian tensions, and should we defund the police? Should we not defund the police? And experiences that you have, because at this point, with George Floyd and everything that had happened, there was a lot of discussion around, well, that's not even real. Like, police, that doesn't happen. It only happens 1 or 2 times. And I'm like, you guys need to understand that's not the case. Like, I don't even, I'm from Utah. I could tell you stories that aren't even bad about things that happen to me. And I don't think all police officers are bad, but we got to acknowledge that, like, there's enough things that go on that there is a problem. It needs to be
There's some
addressed.
bad eggs. I mean, there's bad eggs
there's-
everywhere, right?
yeah.
That doesn't,
Yeah. So
Just because you're a cop doesn't mean you're a good person.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I think just highlighting that and then just talking through how to fix it, how to come together. And just because one thing happened bad doesn't mean that they're all bad. You know, they're out there putting their lives on the line. So we did a donation. We tried to raise some funds, and we did a little to give back to the Utah Black Chamber and then also the 1033 Foundation that's here in Utah. And they have, all their funds go to the families of fallen officers. So it was really like, I want to give back, I want to educate, and I want to have tough conversations. So one of them we did was like uncomfortable race conversations, and we like dove into things like, why is it okay for black people to say the N-word and it's not okay for white people? Like really uncomfortable things. Or like,
how was that?
If I say this, it was good. And people had very different perspectives, right? Like I only sat on one panel, everybody else, and it was the one about these kinds of things in the workplace. So on that panel, it was interesting. You know, there are some people that had the viewpoint that it's like taking power back, and that's why I can say it. And it's our, you know, they just had that view. And there were other people that were like, well, you know, and on my side of it, which is like, my dad was like, you are never going to say that word. Like, you're never going to, because what will happen is you're going to say it joking with your friends, and then one of your white friends is going to say it to you, and you're going to be pissed off, and you're going to have no reason to be pissed off. You're going to have no grounds to stand on. So we just don't say it. But there are other people that feel very differently about it, you know? So it was really cool to see that dialogue and that conversation. And, you know, there was someone in the chats that had said, I'm white, I'm from Utah, and I hate it when people call me a hick. And then there was like this whole conversation around that where it was like, well, like, and how is that any different? And it's like, okay, well, there is some very major differences, I think, there. Yeah. A hick doesn't come with, if you say that to someone, no, it's not nice. And yes, you are generalizing, you're putting them in a group, but it doesn't come with years and years of,
and not even close, doesn't even touch the same caliber of group.
Yeah, but I can understand. Yeah.
Even though you can't disregard somebody's feelings and say, like, you can't feel that way.
Yeah.
But you can educate them on just how it is different.
Yeah, right? Why it's different.
That's interesting.
I was so proud of this person for speaking up because she just wanted to know. Like, it's just, you know, and it was like, that was her being very vulnerable to be able to ask that question to a bunch of, you know, black people and white people and all over. And their response was kind and genuine. And let's talk about this.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
So let's say this question's asked in the chat. Mm-hmm. Is that right? That would be a chat? But you have people speaking live on like a Zoom or whatever type of software. Yeah. You know, the combination, I just dawned on me, the combination of that allows that person to type a question that can be understood exactly. Yeah. And then it takes away the ridiculous typing response.
Oh, the keyboard warriors.
The keyboard warriors, right? So it takes away the keyboard warrior, great word, great term, versus somebody with tone in their voice and stories and explaining. I think that combination is I mean, Facebook doesn't do that. They probably should. Or, you know, at least have a tool for that. But that's amazing because it allows the question to be asked and then somebody to not freak out and then to actually explain it in their own words. Yeah, very interactive. And that's what I loved about it. And at the very beginning, I said the same thing each time. Or I would say, like, listen, these people have put their reputations and their lives, like people are losing their jobs for speaking up on the things that they feel about these issues. And so I'm not dealing with your shit. If you come in here and you have a bad attitude or if you're being rude or mean, like we're kicking you out. Like that is not what this is about. This is about sharing stories and coming. If you have questions, ask questions. Be inquisitive when you come. And we didn't have any issues. I think there was a couple people that got a little saucy sometimes, but the majority, like, it just, no one got into it. It was like, okay, really whatever. There was a couple people. Like they're purposely trying to incite some type of There were a couple friction. People in the chats that did that, and no one engaged. And so I never had to kick anyone out. There was never any issues. And those are really uncomfortable, hard conversations. Yeah. And so I loved it. It was the best experience of my entire life. So what I realized and the feedback I got from all of that is I probably got hundreds of people reaching out to me
with like letters and phone calls, and this is all the things that I've experienced, and thank you so much for, you know, this. And they wanted to get to know the panelists more and their stories, because we had some really cool people with really awesome backgrounds. And
what was the gal's name from Progressive?
Connie
Washington.
Washington.
Do you know Connie?
I don't know her personally, but I've heard nothing but great things about her.
She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. We had her on the podcast, and anyway, I think your ideas and some of this direction you're going is aligned 100%. And she's
cool.
you know, she was old. I mean, not old. I mean, she was older. I mean, probably like late 40s. No, what did we determine she was? I think we thought she was late 40s, but maybe she's a little
I thought
older.
she was in like her 30s.
Yeah. Maybe
She's
it was
gonna
like
watch
late
this
30s.
and be like, "Did you just call me old?"
No. She knows the context of it. Like, we were looking at it with that. Oh my gosh, no way you're over 39. And she's like, oh boy, I got 15 years on that. It was just something crazy. But anyway, I just wanted to bring her name up as she was amazing to talk to, and she was also inspired by George Floyd to take action, right? And to do a few things. But anyway, just remember her name if you ever
very similar.
cross
Grew up in Utah, lived in like Philadelphia and some other place, and then back to Utah. So she's kind of
She seriously sent me a LinkedIn request today. I'm gonna add her.
Way.
I swear I haven't approved it yet, and I'm gonna add her.
I think she's
like,
an
she's
amazing
destined
human.
for us to meet. I'm excited.
So you did a 5-part series with this.
Yes, I did a 5-part series with this, and I had a couple rough weeks after that happened. You know, I had an uncle pass away. Actually, I had 2 uncles pass away, a dear friend, a horse, and like I had a crazy 5 weeks. It was really crazy. So I took some time off. Yeah, it was really wild. So we're gonna launch a podcast with Let's Face It, and what I realized throughout all of this is that it's just we need to have conversations about the stuff that we all avoid. And in Utah, it's like, just going to stuff that on a shelf and not look at it, you know? And all of these concepts, because COVID is the same thing. It's polarizing just as the Black Lives Matters versus All Lives Matter. Like you're on one end or you're the other, and it is causing all sorts of tension and fight. Like we need to have conversations about this. We need to face these things. The next part that I'm really going to dive into is addiction and like mental health in the work, not in the workplace, but just in general. I think that's what Let's Face It is going to focus on next.
So is it going to be, that's going to be the structure of it, is kind of these little series, like, so this was a 5-part.
And you did your 5. You did the whole, all 5 parts as you designed. Okay.
And then the next one's going to be addiction. So you'll just have these little segments that you'll jump in for like 5 episodes, whatever, for each one.
And we'll pick a different charity to try and raise money and give back to. But the whole premise is about addressing things that we all have to deal with in our lives. Like, and for me, like addiction here in Utah is crazy and no one wants to talk about it. But I don't know anybody that either hasn't suffered from it themselves or had a direct family member that has had some very serious issues with it. And so it's super important to me. It means a lot to me to kind of bring some light to that and help out. So that's going to be my next focus. I'm going to go a different route with it because I think a lot of people focus on the addict, which of course you need to. But the families get so messed up of addicts, and there are no resources for them. So Let's Face It is focusing on that next. I'm going to focus on providing resources to family members and to the kids of addicts, the spouses, the moms, the dads, like all those people. I don't think they get a voice. You know, they're there for their loved one, but when you go through that and you're worried every day, like, is this person going to make it? Are they alive? Are they not alive? What's going, like, it jacks you up. And I know firsthand, I've been through it, you know, unfortunately, from that perspective. And each time I sit back and I'm like, wow, this person gets to go away and get health and get better. And the family doesn't. Like, what are the
behind?
There's Al-Anon. We have Al-Anon. Like, the family members can go to Al-Anon, but that's it. There's no like retreat or spa or intense therapy to deal with these things for them. And so you want to talk about breaking cycles, right? Because addiction it's hereditary. Well, how can we do that if we don't address these family members that are watching their kid, you know, their dad went to rehab 5 times, or, you know what I mean? Their mom passed away from an overdose. Like, what do they have? Yeah. And so that's my focus.
So you're spearheading this project is just you. It's your deal, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my baby.
That's
It's definitely, it's my passion. I think through this last one, what I found is, I think sometimes, not to go all spiritual woo-woo on you, and whatever you believe is fine, but I think I was placed on this earth to help people, and not me personally. I don't think I have all of the answers, but I have a pretty cool network of people that I think I can pull together to be really amazing resources for these problems that nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah.
So that's the goal.
Do you have
We'll see.
a timeline? Like, do you know when you're going to start?
I already started.
You've already started.
I've already started.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're putting the curriculum together, and then hopefully we can launch something like beginning of October.
Okay.
So that's the
awesome.
goal.
We'll look out for it.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'll definitely share it with you. And I want to do, I think I'll probably start with something free for families just because I want to get it out there. And it's super important to me this time of year because everybody knows the statistics show that suicide and mental health issues skyrocket over the holidays. And you throw a pandemic.
Like, it's just going to be.
It's
going to be bonkers
my mission to provide some support to the families.
So how are you doing donations? Are you having people pay to watch these series and seminars and stuff? Or is it just, hey, if you can donate?
Yeah, if you can donate is kind of how we did it. We're working on kind of fine-tuning that model. I just filed my 501c, so it will be a nonprofit. So you can donate, and it will be a tax write-off, which will be super awesome. So that's getting in place. And, yeah, I don't know. I think it will be, maybe I can bribe people into donating if they get it right off their taxes.
That's right. Well,
I don't think it'll be that hard. I think it'll be good.
No, it's a good cause.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be hard for you to
thank you.
get donations. You're doing awesome things. That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's really great. Okay.
Trying.
Yeah, I must say, it's kind of interesting. I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to find the words to describe, I think how the amazing things you're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's so good. It's inspiring, actually. I think that's the word I was looking for. I feel like I need to do something after talking to you the last hour and a half. And so I think you're right. I think you are on this earth to help people, and not only to help people maybe that are in tough spot, but even I'm overwhelmed. I really think that helping people also take action.
Yeah.
That are in an okay spot that can do stuff.
Yeah. They can.
You're leading out. It's just it's awesome.
Because like you said, a lot of people you just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Want to do something, but I'm not sure where to start, what to do. So I think there's a great avenue to at least start getting involved in the conversations, donations.
I hope so.
It's awesome.
I just want to help our community. I think there's a lot of people that are just struggling right now for a lot of different reasons, and it's dang, I went through all these really hard things the last few months, and I got to call up 3 of my friends that are clinical psychiatrists that are calling me and just to check in on me. Hey, how are you going? You doing? There's a lot of trauma and things. And so I'm super lucky. And I've been able to do that because of just my profession in HR.
Yeah.
You're working with benefits, and then you end up meeting all these different people, right? And so I feel super blessed that I've had that. And I just feel like you got to give back. Because there's so many people that just don't have access to call and say, I need someone to talk to.
Right.
Or I need to know where to go, or how do I deal with this? So.
Well, good for you. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very
Thank you,
awesome.
guys.
All right. Do you know how this works?
Would you ever, right?
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Yeah.
Dang
Would you
it.
rather
Sorry.
is-
Okay.
no,
Would
it's
you
good.
rather?
So-
Yeah, let's play this.
We do some
I'm
Would You
ready.
Rather. I'm going to give you some lyric to some songs.
Okay.
You good with music?
You better throw me another slice.
But I'm so bad at. I'm really good with lyrics.
sure.
I can remember
Yeah.
lyrics to every song, but I
Well,
always forget
It
who
is very
sang them.
difficult, especially when I'm not in tune, right, with the song, when I'm just, it's
Just reading.
poetry.
Okay.
It's hard. But I got 3 songs for you.
Okay.
I went back a little bit. I think you're going to get some of these, if not all 3. I think you might get all 3.
Oh my gosh, I'm
First,
nervous.
okay, you ready?
Pressure.
I hate being put on the spot like this.
I think I did it again. I made you believe we're more than just friends. Oh, baby, it might seem like a crush,
Brittany.
but it doesn't mean I'm
Brittany,
serious.
bitch. Can I say that?
Yeah. What song?
Brittany. Oops,
I know,
I
what
did
song?
it again.
Yeah.
Right?
Perfect. Okay.
Pause like she didn't get it.
Well, yeah, okay.
He had to
Never mind.
really think
Making
about
you
if I was
sweat a
getting those
little.
points.
Yeah, I just would be like, no, that's not it. It's gonna make you be like, oh, sad. Okay, next one. You might been hurt, babe. That ain't no lie. You've seen them all come and go. I remember you told me that it made you believe in no man, no cry. Maybe that's why every little thing I do never seems enough for you.
No man, no cry, like Bob Marley.
That's not it, but it does say that. Yeah, that's not who it is.
I don't know.
Think
that
of
one.
the same era as Britney.
What?
Some boys.
JT.
Boys? Group? Boy band.
Yeah.
Backstreet.
Close.
In Sync. I was a Backstreet Boys fan. I'm not gonna lie. I went to their concert.
I was gonna do Backstreet Boys. I should have. I'm sorry. It's gonna be me as the song in sync.
Oh, it's going to be me.
Man.
See, yeah.
See, it's like
Your reading is so slow, and that's just a fast song.
Yeah.
Can you sing it a little?
After. I won't do it while it's being recorded. Okay. If you want my future, forget my past. If you want to get with me,
You
better make it fast.
Spice Girls.
There we go. See, 3 lines in, she's got it. Okay. 2 for 3.
Spice Girls was my jam. I got a Spice Girls calendar in like 5th grade or something like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
There we go.
Thank you guys.
2 out of 3.
Thanks for
Oh.
having me.
Oh, we got more.
Hold on.
Oh, you have
Hold on.
more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, no.
That was just lyrics. We got Would You Rathers now.
Oh, okay. Lyrics.
Okay.
2 out of 3. I'm
Yeah.
But-
good with that. I'll take that.
My first question is toilet paper, over or under?
Over all day
Okay.
long. Weirdos
Over.
under.
Thank you.
Over.
Yeah.
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 Who does it under? Who you like? Because then it's
My
you know,
kids.
Yeah, then it gets lost.
My kids, and they
You're
don't know what
not
they're
raising
doing.
them right.
I try. I try. All right. So we have one Would You Rather that we ask every time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, would you rather have Tiger Woods take out his driver and swing it as hard as he could right at your shin,
Ooh.
or Barry Bonds takes his home run bat, swings a home run swing right to the middle of your back?
Shin all day long.
Shit.
It's quick. Shin.
Quick.
Are you
Brother.
kidding? Because I had a friend. He got hit in the face with a baseball bat in high school, and it like everything like I don't know how he didn't
Yeah.
die. Seriously, but that your back, you would not be walking. Your
Yeah.
knee.
You're taking the shin.
I'll take Tiger Woods. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I should not say that ever. I will not.
Tiger Woods.
I'll take Tiger Woods. Yeah. That's not going anywhere good. Okay.
Okay. I like this. I like this one. Would you rather have your breath smell like a bad fart, or have your laugh sound like a fart?
Sound like a fart. Like that would be funny.
So every time you laugh, it's going to sound like a fart.
But you could excuse that, like smells. Oh, like you can't like talk that away.
What was the first one again? Your
Have your breath smell like a bad fart. Or
And you
have your
can't
laugh-
ever cover that up. Like there's just
Never.
oh
That would never be good.
my gosh, dude! You would never want to laugh. Like you would not want to be happy.
No. Because I think if your laugh sounded like a fart, you would make other people laugh. So maybe you would just be a happy person.
Yeah.
But no one's like, if you had bad breath and you're laughing, like, bad breath is never good.
That's true.
Okay. I like it.
I guess that's
That's
why
a
it's
tough one, man.
bad breath.
Would you rather have your fiance's haircut or have your fiance have your haircut? What does his hair look like? What is he doing?
Short.
Short?
I think he could probably pull off a man bun. I would hate it though, every minute of it. But I think he could
You
probably.
can't get rid of your hair.
Yeah, there's no way. I would not.
So you
I
want
would,
him to have your haircut?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'd look like a man, I think, if I had short hair. I would. It wouldn't be good.
Would you rather have only one eyebrow or no eyelashes?
With my fake eyelashes. Oh, see, I just lost one. One eyebrow or no eyelashes.
Or no eyelashes. We stumped her.
Unibrow.
We stumped her.
What, it just
Like one unibrow, so I
It's a
can wax
unibrow.
it, right?
No, it's just
No,
one.
no.
you just
It's
have
not.
one.
You can't
Oh,
shave
just
it.
one.
Just one.
Oh, just
yeah.
one side.
Yeah, just
oh,
one.
not unibrow.
Not unibrow, just
Oh.
one eyebrow.
Oh, man.
Or no eyelashes.
And you can't paint. You can't paint it on.
Eyelashes are a thing, okay? I get these things done religiously.
Yeah, but girls
I know how that
tattoo
goes.
eyebrows on their face.
Yeah. Oh, I guess maybe I would do no eyelashes because I could glue these suckers on.
No eyelashes. Okay.
During COVID, my fiance saw me for the first time without fake eyelashes. I was like, "Are you sure you still want to go down this route?"
And he's still here.
He's still here. I don't know.
Okay. You got a winner. Okay. Tell me his name again. Is it Josh?
Josh.
Okay. Would you rather find out that Josh cheated on you on the Jerry Springer show or get a divorce on Judge Judy?
Jerry Springer all day.
All day.
Kid, my Cardi B would come out. I would
Springer,
be
yeah.
like, that's where Cardi B would come out. Faux
That's right.
show.
Yeah, you'd have. Yeah. Sidney B.
Oh yeah.
Sidney B versus Cardi B.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather get $10,000 now or find a penny every time you reached into your bucket for the rest of your life?
A penny every time. Oh wow. No. $10,000.
$10,000.
I had to do the math for a second.
I mean, it's like you could just be in your all day
long.
pocket.
Penny.
That was my
penny,
every
penny,
mine,
penny.
paid every day.
Yeah, right.
You don't want pennies.
Penny.
Every.
No, no, I'll go ahead and
What was
take
the one you
that.
asked before? About
Would
the
you rather get $50,000 now, just direct deposit into your bank account, or $500,000 in pennies that you can't cash in?
Well, you can't take to the bank.
Like you can't take it to the bank and be like, "Hey, give
You
me
just
cash."
have to
It's
go.
like-
You take your pennies and pay stuff.
Yeah.
Buy stuff with pennies.
That would suck. But it would be so funny. I'm taking the pennies.
500K in pennies. I like it.
I'm taking the pennies.
Would you rather encounter dinosaurs or aliens?
Aliens, because dinosaurs, like we know they were here,
I do aliens.
Perfect.
I like that.
right?
Perfect.
Okay. Would you rather only be able to use a spoon or fork to eat with for the rest of your life?
A small spoon.
Small spoon. Okay.
I don't
Not a
like
crazy
big
one, not a crazy
utensils.
What's your favorite food?
Sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie. Okay. Would you rather get food poisoning every time after eating sweet potato pie, or never eat sweet potato pie again?
Never eat it again.
Never eat it
I
again.
hate puking.
You're just done with it.
Yeah, that's
Out.
why I never did drugs because I was afraid to throw up. That's the truth.
Okay. Would you rather have the arms of a gorilla, okay, like long, like down to the ground,
Okay.
or
But they're buff.
yeah, like big, right, just
Yeah.
big gorilla,
Crush a man's
or
skull.
the arms of a raccoon? Just little guys, just kind of walking around.
Oh, that's so hard. As a woman, I think I'm gonna go with little ones.
Little raccoon?
I don't know.
That'd be a good choice.
There would be.
I don't know if I don't know if the strength. The only thing I could go to with the grill arms would be the strength.
Strength,
That's the
yeah.
benefit. But dude, no,
Yeah.
they're just too. I think I might go small arms.
I think
No
yeah.
one's taking like a ball from you or anything ever.
Dude, no one's stealing my ball. That's for sure. With the grill.
No one's taking my drink
All right.
away.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, last one. Would you rather sweat mayonnaise, but never smell? Okay, you just sweat, just mayo, right? But it doesn't stink. Or you never sweat, but you smell like garlic all the time.
Garlic.
You're choosing the garlic?
How do
And
you
never
clean
stink?
that up? How do you wear any shirts?
Well, it's like you work out at home.
Yeah, but what
just
if you're
never
just sitting in the sun watching a football game and you got mayonnaise everywhere?
you're at the
You might-
oh yeah,
yeah, you might,
imagine
I don't
this.
know.
You're
Oh,
in
my.
Mexico, laying at the
Yeah,
beach
dude,
in
you're
my
on the
cute new
beach,
bikini,
and
and I'm like,
you're a white mess.
sorry, like
Dude, it's like
Dude, I got,
built-in
like, drips of
sunscreen.
mayo. You could come make a sandwich every minute out of my
It's like
freaking
built-in.
sweat.
You're never going to get burned.
No.
You just take it and just.
you could just like I would end up being a chef and be like, I smell like this because
Oh,
I'm in the
gosh, that
kitchen all the
sucks.
time or
Wow.
Now,
something,
if
right?
If
Like
you just say
walk
you
a-
sweat sunscreen, I might choose that.
I could see how you might want to
So-
sweat sunscreen.
like, if I sweat sunscreen, perfect.
Do you-
SPF 80
Amazing.
all day long.
SPF 50 coming and just, oh, it's dripping. Oh, let's just rub that in.
Oh, do you burn really easy?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Redhead, ginger for life, just burns for life. There's no tan.
Oh, just red and then back to normal.
It is. It's red than white. Yeah, it's funny.
No tan.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Sidney Bruce, you were awesome. Thank you.
You
Sidney
guys
Bruce.
are so great.
Inspiration, honestly.
Inspiration.
You're
Thank
amazing.
you so much. Thank you. This was great.
And cut.
Cut.